He prepared the hay, poured out the gunpowder, and then stuffed some of the gunpowder into his throat. He threw the remaining gunpowder onto the haystack and used a flint to ignite the hay. He tried to use the burning gunpowder to cauterize the hole in his throat. How did he end up in this situation? It all started from the beginning. Glass was a hunter, and on this day, their camp was attacked by the Rees. They fled to the boat with the furs they had painstakingly collected. The group of more than 40 people was now down to just a downsing. They followed the river downstream. Glass said that to survive, they had to get off the boat. He was very familiar with the terrain and the activities of the reefs. They took the furs and disembarked. To stay alive, they hid the furs nearby and decided to rest for the night, planning to return home to gather reinforcements before retrieving them. However, two men, not believing in superstitions, did not want to waste a week and continued with the boat. The next morning, the boat was intercepted and burned by the Rees. The Rees would not give up until they found them. They traversed the primeval forest and safely spent another night. Early the next morning, Glass went out to hunt but was targeted by a black bear. The bear's claws left deep wounds on his back, and he had to play dead to make the bear stop attacking. When the black bear turned away, Glass seized the opportunity to grab his hunting rifle. However, when the bear came at him again, although he managed to shoot it, the shot had little effect. Glass's throat was slashed, his back was torn to shreds, and he was mercilessly mauled by the bear. He played dead once more, and when the bear attacked again, he used a sharp knife, seizing the right moment to finally kill the bear, tumbling down a ravine in the process. His companions followed the sound of the gunshot and found Glass, stitching up his wounds and setting up camp once again. The Reed chief used the plundered furs to trade with another group, doing everything for his daughter. That journey, already difficult, became even more challenging as they carried Glass. Finally, at the foot of a mountain, the captain decided to leave Glass behind, assigning 3 men to tend to him while the rest continued on. However, Fitzgerald wanted to end Glass's life quickly. Glass's son arrived to stop this, calling loudly for help from Jim. In a desperate attempt to silence him, Fitzgerald killed Glass's son by the river. Glass could only watch helplessly as Fitzgerald dragged his son's body away. He couldn't shout or call out. He could only lie on the stretcher, surrounded by despair. At night, Jim finally returned, while Fitzgerald pretended nothing had happened. Early the next morning, Fitzgerald woke him, claiming that the Rees were nearby. He dragged Glass off the stretcher and threw him into a heated grave. Fitzgerald began to bury him alive, but halfway through, he hurriedly fled. Jim believed this was wrong, but he felt powerless to act. For his own survival, he set down his water bottle and followed after Fitzgerald. With all his strength, Glass crawled out of the hole, dragging his broken leg as he painfully moved forward. He reached the tree where his son had been killed and grabbed a handful of snow stained with his son's blood. He was determined to survive and to seek revenge. Glass gathered all the warm clothing he could find and continued to crawl forward. He came across a skeleton, from which it broke off a piece of the spine. He dug out the marrow, knowing there was no better sustenance available.